So one of the things that I've been having trouble with when it comes to video making is color grading. I've done color grading before, but I'm really not good at it, and sometimes when I do it, my skin tones start looking all yellow or too green, and the thought of it just is so intimidating that I end up just not doing it. But luckily, there are programs out there like Dehancer that allows you to do easy color grading and get that filmic look for your videos in super easy way, and that's what I'm gonna try and show you today. Before anything, Dehancer did send me this product for free to try out, but everything I'm about to say in this video are based on my own experience using the product. That being said, I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to edit your video to make it a little more film looking and cinematic in just a few easy steps. Okay, let's get started. I'm just going to work with one of the clips that I have of me going to Lulumahu waterfall, and this is just me sitting and watching the waterfall. First, we're gonna create a new adjustment layer. New item, adjustment layer, and just make sure that it's the same size as your clip. And you're gonna drag that adjustment layer and just make it as long as your clip. Next, we're gonna go into the effects tab and search for Dehancer. I spelled that. Here we go. Dehancer, and drag it to your adjustment layer. And then right away you have all this different tabs. If you see it, it kind of already changed. So that means that there's already some of the effects are already enabled. So what you want to do is go to each tab and make sure that you disable them first, so you know what you're working with. So film developer, film compression, just make sure that everything is disabled so we know that we're working with a clean slate. Okay, seems like everything's done. Okay, so first of all, what you want to do is go into input. So I actually like to shoot in log footage. So raw is for photos and log is for videos, and that just means that you're able to retain a lot of the shadows and the highlights, and so when you go back and edit them, you're able to pull them out and manipulate them as much as you can. And so that's why I like to shoot in raw. So when you look at it, this footage is actually really flat, and that's because it was shot in D-Log-M. So since this is a D-Log-M profile, you can go and choose a camera, and you can do the drop down and you can search for your camera. You have your Sony's, your Canons, Panasonic, Fujifilm cameras up in here, but I shot this in DJI Osmo Pocket 3, so let's look for DJI Osmo here. DJI Osmo Pocket 3 D-Log-M, and right away when you pull that out, it already kind of changed the look of the footage, and that just means that it's being color corrected. This is what it actually looks like when you shoot it in camera, but since we're shooting it in log, it just kind of flattens it and makes it look gray. So now that we have it in, oh, before that, for some reason you didn't shoot in D-Log-M and you just shot with the regular normal color profile, you can actually go to source and just select Rec 709, and that just means that your footage doesn't need to be color corrected. But in my case, we're choosing the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Okay, so right away it actually kind of looks good already. That's color corrected, and when I edit my footage, this actually where I stop because I just kind of just color correct my my videos, and I just don't do anything with it. I'll play around with like the contrast, the shadows, and um, the exposure and all that stuff, but not so much color grading. Next we have film. This is where it gets fun and you can actually choose your film profile, and I like you can play around with this and see. Oh, make sure you enable them. You can play around with them and see what you like. I like Kodak Gold 200, and I also like the Kodak Portra 400 and 800. For this video, we're just gonna work with Portra 400. And then next tab is Film Developer, and right now it's looking a little dull and has no color to it. You can play around with the contrast. But in my case, I wanna work with the color boost a little bit and just maybe go 20. Make sure you when you're opening the tabs, make sure that you enable the tabs so they actually apply to your footage. So right now I changed it to 20 and it didn't do anything. But if you go, I don't really like that, so maybe like try 50. I'm not mad at that. Let's move on. Film compression. To be honest, I don't really know. Haven't really played around with this much, so we're just gonna skip that for today. Expand black point and white point. Just like again, turn on your enable it. It's just how black your blacks are and how white your whites are gonna be. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm gonna actually just pull it up a little bit. Okay, I like that. And next, you know when you print your films and you get to choose like different papers, I guess this is kind of like it, and you have like some different profiles that you can choose from. This one is looking, okay, wait, this one, I'm not mad at that. Okay, I like that, the Kodak Enduro glossy paper. Actually, let me just go back to my blacks. I think my blacks are a little too dark. Okay, there you go. Color head, I'm not gonna touch this, but you can play around with it with your yellow, magenta, and cyan, your shadows and your midtones. I like how it looks right now, so I'm not gonna do anything with it. Film grain. This is where you know, in film and it looks like grainy. This is pretty much it, and you can choose from different profiles. Like 8 is a little too much for me. If you actually okay, so I don't even know how to use this right now. So right now, like, it's really grainy. I like 35 millimeter. It's, you can tell it's there, but it's not as bad as the 8 millimeter. Okay, so that's film grain. Halation. I don't really know what halation is. I think this is like the yellowish color. When you look at some of the film photos, and they have that yellow orangey glow to it, I think that's what halation is. This is, I guess, your own personal taste. If you go with Super 8 and you put the enable, you can really tell like where the halations are, and if you click on the mask mode, you can see a little bit in there. Okay, let's go close. You see where the halations are. These are the orangey colors that's in there. Not really a fan, but I'm gonna go with 65mm with 65, and you can tell it's there, but not as bad as the Super 8. But I'm gonna go with the 65. Okay, bloom. I think bloom is where you your footage actually kind of shines. If you enable this, right away you see it kind of just have that glow to it. Footage nowadays, they actually look sharp looking, and it just has the digital look to it. And bloom just actually just makes your image just look a little more soft. And again, you can play around with this. You can go with Super 8, and look at that. It just makes everything just so glowy. And again, turn on the mask mode and you'll see. Whoops. Oh, you can't really see on this one, but if you turn it off and you change it to something different like 65, you can really see that it changes a lot from Super 8 to the 65. Film damage is when you in the old film you see like those things that pop out of those little I don't know, what do they call them? Little things that pop out of your screen, and they just like look like little things that I don't know how to explain that. It just makes your film look like it's damaged. Right here. If you turn it off and turn it on, right there, you see it. Those are like the film damage. I like to go minimal, sometimes almost, depending on my video and what I'm trying to achieve on the video. I like to turn this off. Right now I'm gonna turn it off. So film damage, that's film damage. Film breath, I don't really know what this is. I haven't touched up on this one, but for the most part, I'm actually just done with this. You can turn on the vignetting. I don't really like to turn that on. Monitor, again, I don't know the rest of this, but yeah, I'm just gonna render this real quick. Alright, so that's it. This is my experience so far with Dehancer Pro. I think Dehancer Pro is really good for those people like me who don't really know what they're doing with color grading, or you don't have enough time to learn, or you don't have enough time to be color grading with your busy schedule. Dehancer Pro is really good at giving it that film look without too much hassle. There's not a lot that I dislike about this program. The only thing I think is it does slow down your computer when you're rendering or you're exporting, so be mindful of that. So if your computer is not capable of rendering or exporting big files like this or heavy files, maybe think before you buy Dehancer. Other than that, I really think this program is really good for on-the-go film look. Again, thank you to Dehancer for sending me this product to try out. If you want to get this product, check them out in the link below. They actually also have a mobile version of Dehancer Pro that you can also check out. And if you want a 10% off on your purchase with Dehancer Pro, you can use my code GAUDI and it'll give you 10% off on your purchase. And yeah, and that's it. I hope you learned something from this video, and until next time, I'll see you again.